So extra viewers, you get to hear about Kim's Cheltenham team, which looks to me to be pretty strong. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with first flow in the champion chase?
Let's start with, they all worked in school this morning. They've all got to be in one piece tonight, and I'm dreading my phone call from my head lab on the way home.
All quiet on the Western Front at the moment?
Well, it won't be. They don't go around stable stuff at 5 o'clock. So.
Okay, because this is, I mean, we're seeing it, aren't we? The news coming out.
Yeah, well, it's always the same. You know, it's that last piece of work, whatever, human athletes or whatever, when you push yourself for that last bit to get yourself absolutely cherry ripe, that's when the injuries happen. And, you know, schooling this morning, they can easily knock themselves. But anyway, so fingers crossed they're all in one piece tomorrow morning.
Okay.
We're very lucky. We've got a nice bunch of horses.
Assuming all is well, then, let's proceed through them.
Yeah.
A brilliant performance from First Flow. Beautiful, aggressive ride from David to win the Clarence House. How has he come out of that race? How is he going into Cheltenham?
He goes into Cheltenham in a better place than what he did when he went into Ascot. His confidence is very, very high. We schooled him over tractor tyres as we normally do this morning, and he was extraordinarily brave over them, which was a bit of a worry. But you know, David was absolutely thrilled with him. He also rode work on him as well. So, you know, we're happy with him. Come on, it's a really tough ask for to go from what he's done to taking on what I think. I'm a huge fan of Altior's, forgetting everything else. But you know, the fact that we're even there is quite something as far as I'm concerned.
He's such a progressive horse. I just wanted to ask you about, do you have any fears about him going out to his right? Because obviously you go back to when he ran in the Supreme, he did that quite markedly, didn't he?
He did, but in his novice days he used to handle right-handed the whole way through. We ran him right-handed, and this time last year we started to go left-handed with him. We ran him at Doncaster, and actually at Ascot he jumped left-handed, believe it or not. So I don't know, he's a quirky individual, and you can do what you like with him. He'll make his own mind up what he wants to go and do. Whatever David does or whatever I do, it's in his mind what he wants to go and do.
I think that's why he's got so many fans. I'm really looking forward. He really does enrich, I think, the Queen Mother Champion Chase. Vindication. Now, you've made the decision to go Stayers Hurdle rather than the Gold Cup. What pushed you that way?
I couldn't make up my mind. It's been a really difficult one, and I sat there, and of course, when the news came out yesterday that for Philip Hobbs' horse not running, I thought, well, that's probably made my decision for me. So actually, I haven't declared him for the Gold Cup. I did look at the tracking quite a long time this morning to see whether there's any possibility that one of the top ones didn't run. He's unbeaten over hurdles, and it's a difficult task really, because at the end of it, I would love to run the Gold Cup, but we had a disappointing time at Newbury last time. We haven't been able to get him back on the racetrack since. You know, he was lame after then, and took a while. And if I could have got him back 2 weeks before I did, we could have gone to Ascot, and then I would have learnt my lesson one way or t'other. We weren't able to go and do that. So, and that, you know, he's a good hurdler. So, yeah, right or wrong, that's where we're going to.
He's going to be a big player in that race, isn't he?
I sincerely hope so. You know, Younevercall's my other runner, and he's been quite close behind them at Ascot. You know, I'd like to think that. Probably Vindication is a slightly better horse, but I might be totally wrong when it comes to the big day itself.
Younevercall ran really well at Ascot. Quick reappearance then at Kempton.
He should never have run it. He should never have gone to Kempton. He's a horse that needs to go right-handed, hence that's why we're running at Cheltenham, obviously. But you know, they suddenly put that race in at Kempton when it was meant to be at Cheltenham, and we were never going to do it. And it was a stupid idea. And he's
I
10 years old.
can understand why you had to, though.
We had to, and you know, he's 10 years old. He's not getting any younger. You know, he doesn't take a lot of racing. He hasn't had a lot of racing, so we had to give it a chance, and it was the wrong decision.
And so you're going to give it a go at Cheltenham, even though it's left-handed?
Yeah, no, definitely, because there's only one other race he can run in, which is here at the last day of the season. And if it turns out to be very soft ground like today, then he's not going to go 1 yard in it. So we'll go and have a day out, and who knows? Kieran Gething will ride him. He schooled him this morning. He schooled very, very well and tried to kick the horse he was schooling with his hind legs. So, you know, he's in bouncing form.
Okay, he's a very, very likeable horse. Happy-go-lucky for the Ultima, how's he?
Yeah, no, again, happy with him. He worked in school this morning, and a competitive handicap chase. He goes there, you know, with 3 runs on the belt, which qualifies him for it. He's been around the racecourse a couple of times. He's a very professional horse. He's not the biggest, but he's an athletic individual who doesn't get fazed by the big occasions. So hopefully, clear run, he'll run well.
I think you've got the right profile for the race, haven't you? Relatively exposed as a novice going into a handicap. You say he's got course form, ran really well in the Martin Pipe last year.
Ran really well in the Martin Pipe, should have finished third. A horse stopped him. We purposely not run him during the winter. So he goes there as a fresh horse.
Okay. Now, who have I missed? Who else is in your team?
One Imperial Aura.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, that. Your Ryanair chase winner. How was the preparation for the
Well,
Ryanair?
again, I mean, he's done his last school and his last bit of work this morning, and pictures on the website to see them. But God, it's a scary moment, isn't it? No, he's fine, and. Again, that is probably the most competitive race at the whole meeting, I think, now. It's really turned inside out. And,
It really has.
It'll be a good horse to win the race.
Any concerns going there on the back of a non-completion?
None whatsoever. I mean, he just lost his concentration. He didn't fall. He's done loads of schooling since, and David Bass won't let him give him the opportunity to look outside the wing this time, I can promise you.
And do you think he's going to, presumably he's going to need to be a better horse than, this is his toughest task yet. Usually horses coming into this have been plying their trade in grade ones, and you've got plenty of those up against you.
We have, if he's done it the right way, but he's beaten nothing very much. He was very impressive at Ascot. He was hugely impressive at Carlisle. Form of the two races really haven't worked out. But it's the manner of the way he won his races that matter, and the best race he ran last year was obviously at Cheltenham, and the form of that has worked out very well.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a superb performance last year. Anything else that I've forgotten?
No, we got another venture runs in the Kimure, who runs for charity, raises money for Maggie's cancer homes in Cheltenham. So if he gets placed, potentially that prize money heads there, which will be great.
Fantastic.
And he got balloted out by one last year, and there were two non-runners, so they were very upset. This year they'll definitely get in. So I think that's about. Oh, and then Does He Know runs in the novice hurdle.
Which novice hurdle?
Not in the 2.5 mile, 2.5.
Right.
I get very confused because I got them the wrong way around the other day. They keep changing the names every
They
year.
do, virtually every race as well. And how's he going into it?
Yes. I mean, at the beginning of the season, you would say he'd have every right to be there. In the second half of the season, it's gone pear-shaped for him. So owners are very keen to see him back on racecourse and back at Cheltenham. I would love to run him at the Martin Pipe, but it means a new jockey David Bass is the only one who sat on. He's quite a quirky individual at home. Well, not necessarily at home, but he is on the racecourse, and we're plumb for that, rightly or wrongly, and he might have an outside chance, but it'll give his owners something to chew their fingernails during the afternoon anyway.
Well, you've got a really strong team. Very best of luck.
Thank you so much,
I hope
Lydia.
it goes well. I hope you don't get that phone call on the way home.
Yeah, so do
and
I'll leave my phone on silent. It's still been ringing. I hope it's been all right.
Good. Thank you very much, and congratulations here as well.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.